For Microsoft Ignite, you have access to the full digital venue experience, including the My Event panel. This is a great way to keep your day organized. To find out more, here's another helpful hint.
We're all really glad you could join us again for Microsoft Ignite. Hopefully you had a chance to catch some of those resources we have for our featured partners this year. And don't worry if you missed something, because we're about to go even deeper.
Throughout the event, you can search our featured partner directory for valued partners like Accenture and Avanade, AMD, Dell Technologies, and Fujitsu.
We've also got Intel, Kyndryl, NVIDIA, and Rubrik, each with their own customer and partner stories, in-depth demos, and more.
We're all excited to hear Satya Nadella's keynote in a few minutes, but don't forget to save a bit of time to dive into that featured partner directory throughout the event to really make the most of your Microsoft Ignite experience today and in the coming year.
Of course.
Our first keynotes are right around the corner. There's just so much that's going to be happening. I want everybody to understand, this isn't just any Microsoft Ignite. These shows are always fun, but this is a huge moment for us.
It feels different. Like Satya is going to open with Microsoft Ignite opening keynote, and I think he has almost a whole hour.
I know, there's a lot he has to share. And then we're going to talk about unlocking productivity. And that's the division that I work in. And my leader, Rajesh Shah, will be up there talking about that. And he'll also have Jared Spataro and Sumit Chauhan and Kendra Springer and Edgar Wilson, because they have so much to share.
They're actually really good folks. I was talking to Kendra in the back because I'm talking to her later. So cool.
She's awesome. They're all awesome.
I know.
Then you're going to want to come back to the stream right here, because we'll bring you more industry insights and dive deeper into key areas of Copilot and AI, Microsoft 364 Fabric, and so much more that we're going to be talking about.
Then here on this stream, we'll bring you actionable know-how information about all important Microsoft 365 Copilot integration. It truly touches everything in the Microsoft ecosystem. And this morning's keynotes are just scratching the surface.
I know.
Because, like I said, you work in the productivity space, and I'm like an AI deep. But it turns out that this AI stuff that I do isn't useful unless it's useful.
I know, right? Exactly. It's totally true. But the thing is, it's like we need to bring this to where people already are.
Yeah.
Right? It's coming to your job, not for your job, and because it's there to really assist you in being productive and being able to do more. So when Rajesh comes up after the keynote, we'll talk more about deploying Copilot.
Got it.
There's a lot of new information there. And then, of course, the next sessions that we have. And these are right here in this stream in between the keynotes so that people can go deeper from what's been shared.
Yeah, and one of the things that's coming up also, reinventing work with Microsoft Copilot with CVP Jared Spataro and Accenture CEO Julie Sweet. And here's the cool thing, like I had my aha moment with GitHub Copilot. I'm excited to have my aha moment in the tools that I use every day, because coding is like maybe 10% of what I do.
Right.
The rest is email.
Yeah, no, I know. And Teams. And that's why Copilot in Microsoft 365 is so important, because you can have it summarize things and find information across Teams and Outlook and more. And for me, that's really important because, information can be fragmented across these productivity tools. We've talked about that for years. And now Copilot can help me summarize the last emails from my boss, for instance, which is one of my favorite ones to do. So I'm not missing things, right? Because that's the fear that keeps me awake at night, right?
In fact, I get so many emails. I have an inbox CC where someone CC, it goes into the other place.
Yes, the other place. Do you ever look at that other place? Now, none of this would work without the underlying data. So I'm really happy that Arun Ulag is going to join us here in the stream to talk more about that, because there's so much going on underneath the covers.
Now, the other thing that I'm excited about, if you're a salesperson, the salespeople at Microsoft are absolutely wonderful people. The thing about their sales job is it's very there's a lot of information you need to have in front of them all the time. And so they're going to discuss the anatomy of Sales Copilot, a role-based Copilot for sellers, which I'm excited. We probably stress tested it with our own folks.
Yes, we did, as a matter of fact. There's been a lot of lessons learned from the early adopter programs we've run. And that's a thing to note, is that the feedback cycles for this have been so rapid, and we're continuing to evolve it. But then we have awesome folks like Jeremy Chapman, who's going to come and do that demo for you. And, you know, we know Microsoft Mechanics. If you don't know Microsoft Mechanics because you're new to our ecosystem, make sure you check that out, because they do fantastic demos across all the space.
And the cool thing about what he does is that he will dive in and show you stuff. Because I know we sit here and we talk about stuff, but it's when you get down and actually do the stuff where it's really cool. And when we were talking about Kendra before, she's going to come on to talk about PVA. Kendra Springer, she's awesome. I've been chatting with her. What are we going to talk about? How are we going to do this? So there's some good announcements there that you're going to want to make sure to tune in.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the Azure Marketplace. Like, I love this interview because we're talking about how to really streamline your purchasing process and manage your Azure commitments with more skill and care. That's available. That's generally available now. And so, but we'll have feedback from somebody who actually uses it every day. So we're really trying to take the announcements and the information we're sharing and make it real for you. That's what's important, is how does this impact you, so that you can see everything that's happening there, right?
And then the last thing is introducing Oracle database on Azure. I got to actually help make a demo for that.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I do actually code sometimes when they let me. I got to tell you though, the first time I had my aha moment with Copilot was with GitHub Copilot. I was coding up. You'll see, I do a demo for Scott on day 2, which is tomorrow, and I have a website that I built. And as I was typing, it like finished the thing for me, and I was like, oh, look, it finished the thing. And then I kept going. I was like, wait, it finished the thing for me, and it was the right thing. And that's when I had my aha moment. I'm excited to have those kind of moments in you know, Teams and Outlook, et cetera. What do we have to look forward to there?
There's so much to look forward to, because we've gotten that feedback from customers in the early adopter program, right? And that's what, when you're licensed for Copilot in Microsoft 365, you have access to the Copilot Lab. And that's an experience that helps you with prompts, so that you, because it's all about the art of the prompt. We have an article on that, ingredients of a prompt, do's and don'ts, things of that nature, because you really have to build that skill of that natural language interface. Speaking of a natural language interface and people, because this is all about empowering humans.
Here we go.
We have some social, right? It was great to run into Medford and chat a bit right before MS Ignite. Look at those awesome folks that we have outside. And are you seeing that? It's sunshine in Seattle in November. I don't know what happened. Maybe, you know, but it's really, that's a fantastic thing. We got more. And Martina's fantastic. I saw this last night, actually. She posted her badge and the hoodie that everybody is getting here.
Wait, we get a badge? We get a hoodie?
No, we don't. Only they do. no hoodies. I know, no hoodies for the help.
That's so cool. Here's another one. If you're attending MS Ignite, stop by the expert meetup on the 5th floor. And by the way, a lot of this stuff that we're doing, if you are here, you can actually come and participate. But like we said, you can participate online when we ask questions to get to know you.
Absolutely. We're following this hashtag MS Ignite. And so if you have questions for us or anything, make sure that you're putting it out there. And look, here's a picture of Brett Arsenault. I love this. A lot of my customers ask how we at Microsoft secure our environments. And so this session with Brett will help you understand how Microsoft does it. And, you know, I started at Microsoft in Microsoft IT. And now we're a digital employee experience group, is what we're called now, before I moved into engineering. But there's so much work that happens there to really implement as customer zero the technology. We're so involved with that. And some of the training materials that we're actually publishing on adoption.microsoft.com come from my friends over there in the employee experience group, because they were training people on Copilot experiences before they were even available. So I want to give a shout out to them. You know, IT folks around the world sometimes don't get as much love as they deserve. And I always want to make sure to, because those are my roots. That's where I come from.
That's what Microsoft Ignite is all about, too.
Exactly.
It started originally. All right, one last tweet. I'm super excited. This is from Megan. I'm super excited to be representing Microsoft Security and Entra ID at hashtag MS Ignite this week. I will be presenting 2 demo sessions. There's a lot of demo sessions where it's like almost like a one to small number of people where you can actually do demos and look at these things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, these sessions are going to be available online as well. So you can attend. There's so much content that sometimes it's complicated, but remember that you can add things to your backpack so you'll get all the resources and everything later. It's time to hand things over to Microsoft CEO and Chairman Satya Nadella. This is Microsoft Ignite.
1 year ago, at the dawn of a new age, we took the first bold step into a world of unlimited possibilities.
We're going to get to think about how we use our imagination to solve some of the biggest problems in the world.
It allows for the patient and doctor to be a patient and a doctor, like it used to be.
With AI as your co-pilot, you are supercharging innovation.
It's like reading my mind. It's magic.
You built new solutions and inspired us to imagine more.
In our journey of generative AI, we have over 700 use cases across all divisions and functions, so we really see a big impact.
Copilot makes day-to-day life easier, so you can spend your time thinking how I want to improve the experience for people learning a language.
This technology has the potential to completely reimagine the way every single student learns in the world.
It enables our people to get back to what they're brilliant at.
You redefined the art of collaboration.
I've been using Copilot on exciting problems that are having real impacts in people's lives.
I can just go home and be like, yeah, I did that. I'm a superhuman. I've done something amazing.
This is the age of co-pilots.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Ignite. It's great to be together in person right here in Seattle and all of you joining from all over the world. Welcome. Little did we know when we scheduled Ignite that we will schedule it on the same day that there is a World Cup semifinal going on in cricket. And I've been up all night, but it finished 5 minutes ago. So I'm glad it did. And this is the short version of the game, by the way. But here we are. So look, it's just been a fantastic last 12 months. It's hard to believe that it's just been a year since ChatGPT first came out. And lots been done, lots going on in terms of the pace of innovation, which has just been astounding. Just last week, I was at the OpenAI Dev Day and GitHub Universe, and now, of course, Ignite. But the interesting thing is we're entering this exciting new phase of AI, where we're not just talking about it as technology that's new and interesting, but we're getting into the details of product making, deployment, safety, real productivity gains, all the real world issues. And that's just the most exciting thing for all of us as builders. We're at a tipping point. This is clearly the age of co-pilots. From digital natives like Airbnb or Duolingo to Shopify, as well as the world's largest companies, whether it's BT or Bayer or Dentsu, Goodyear, Lumen, all are deploying the Microsoft Copilot. To companies in every industry who are building their own copilots, from LSEG in finance to Epic in healthcare, to Rockwell Automation in manufacturing and Siemens in manufacturing. It's fantastic to see people deploy their own copilots. And today, we are sharing lots of new data that shows real productivity gains that Copilot is already driving. We're taking a very broad lens to deeply understand the impact of Copilot on both the creativity and the productivity. And the results are pretty striking. With Copilots, we're able to complete tasks much faster. And that's having a real cascading effect on work and workflow everywhere. People who use Copilot are spending less time searching for information. They're holding more effective meetings. They're able to collaborate on work artifacts, right? Whether they're Word documents, spreadsheets, emails, all of them have richer context about their role, about their organization, so that they can collaborate much more and stay in focus. And of course, we're just getting started. The way to think about this is Copilot will be the new UI that helps us gain access to the world's knowledge and your organization's knowledge. But most importantly, it's your agent that helps you act on that knowledge. So this week at Ignite, we're introducing 100 new updates across every layer of the stack to help us realize that vision. Our end-to-end Copilot stack for every organization spans the infrastructure, the foundation models, data, tool chains, and of course, the Copilot itself. And today, I'll highlight 5 key themes across everything we're showing you this week. So let's dive right in. It starts with AI infrastructure layer and our approach to Azure as the world's computer. You know, we offer the most comprehensive global infrastructure with more than 60 data center regions, more than any other provider. Being the world's computer means that we need to be even the world's best systems company across heterogeneous infrastructure. We work closely with our partners across the industry to incorporate the best innovation from power to the data center to the rack to the network to the core compute, as well as the AI accelerators. And in this new age of AI, we are redefining everything across the fleet and the data center. So let's start on how we power the data center. As we build them, we are working to source renewable power. In fact, today, we are one of the largest buyers of renewable energy around the globe. We have sourced over 19 gigawatts of renewable energy since 2013. I mean, just to put that in perspective, that's the equivalent to the annual production of 10 Hoover dams. And we're working with producers to bring new energy from wind, solar, geothermal, and nuclear fusion as well. And as we pursue this ambition to not just be carbon-free, but to even erase our historical carbon emissions, I'm really excited to share that we are on track to meet our target of generating 100% of the energy we use in our data centers from zero carbon sources by 2025. Now, let's talk about the network that connects our data centers. It's one of the most advanced and extensive in the world already, and to meet the demands of AI and the future workloads, we're driving up the speeds. Our breakthrough hollow core fiber technology is delivering a 47% improvement in speed because photons are able to travel through these microscopic air capillaries instead of through solid glass fiber. This is really cutting-edge technology. In fact, we are manufacturing this fiber ourselves in the world's only dedicated factory for hollow core fiber production. Our first deployment, in fact, is already live, connecting our data centers in the United Kingdom. We are very, very excited about this. And now, let's just step right into the data center. Today, I'm excited to announce the general availability of Azure Boost. You know, it's fantastic to see this new system that offloads server virtualization processes onto purpose-built software and hardware. This enables massive improvements in networking, remote storage, and local storage throughput, making Azure the best cloud for high-performance workloads while strengthening security as well. Now, let's go inside our servers. We're tapping into the innovation across the industry, including from our partners AMD and Intel, and making that available to you. For example, organizations like Vestas use AMD on high-end compute and memory-optimized servers in Azure to run simulations on massive amounts of weather data. And the largest SAP database deployments are powered by our new MVV3 virtual machines running the 4th generation of Intel Xeon scalable processors, supporting up to 32 terabytes of memory. In fact, Intel's putting their own SAP instances on these machines, and it's great to see. You know, as a hyperscaler, we see workloads, we learn from them, and then get this opportunity as a systems company to optimize the entirety of the stack, from the energy draw to the silicon to maximizing performance and efficiency. And it's really thanks to this feedback cycle that I'm thrilled to introduce our very first custom in-house CPU series, Azure Cobalt, starting with Cobalt 100. Cobalt is the first CPU designed by us specifically for the Microsoft Cloud. And this 64-bit, 128-core ARM-based chip is the fastest of any cloud provider. And it's already powering parts of Microsoft Teams, Azure Communication Services, as well as Azure SQL as we speak. And next year, we will make this available to customers. Yeah. And when it comes to AI accelerators, we're also partnering broadly across the industry to make Azure the best cloud, no questions asked, for both training and inference. It starts with our very deep partnership with NVIDIA. We have built the most powerful AI supercomputing infrastructure in the cloud using NVIDIA GPUs. And OpenAI has used this infrastructure to deliver the leading LLMs as we speak. In fact, last week, Azure was the largest submission to MLPerf benchmarking consortium with 10,000 H100 GPUs, 3 times more than the previous record, delivering better performance than any other cloud. And in the latest top 500 list of world supercomputers, Azure was the most powerful supercomputer in the public cloud and third all up. That made news. What didn't make news is we didn't submit the entirety of our supercomputer. We submitted only a fraction of our supercomputer. So I'm thrilled to be number 3 with that. And by the way, that's the only one that made the list as a public cloud. And as we build supercomputers to train these leading large models, InfiniBand gives us a unique advantage. And today, we are even going further. We're adding NVIDIA's latest GPU AI accelerator, H200, to our fleet to support even larger model inferencing with the same latency, which is so important. As these models become much bigger and more powerful, the ability for us to have these new generation of accelerators is a big deal. We are also introducing the first preview of Azure confidential GPU VMs, as you can run your AI models on sensitive data sets on our cloud. We co-designed this with NVIDIA. So if you're doing what is referred to as retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, you'll hear a lot about this throughout the conference. Running on this confidential GPU VM, you can enrich, for example, your prompt with very query-specific knowledge from proprietary databases, document archives, while keeping the entirety of the process protected end-to-end. And so it's very exciting to see us not just lead with GPUs, but lead with GPUs with confidential computing. Now let's talk about AMD. I'm excited to announce that AMD's flagship MI300X AI accelerator is coming to Azure to give us even more choice for AI-optimized VMs. With 192 gigabytes of high bandwidth memory and 5.2 terabytes per second of bandwidth, the MI300X offers industry-leading memory speed and capacity. Again, this means we can serve large models faster using fewer GPUs. We've already got GPT-4 up and running on MI300X, and today we are offering early access to select customers. And we're not stopping there. We are committed to taking the entirety of our know-how from across the system and bringing you the best innovation from our partners and us. Today, we're announcing our first fully custom in-house AI accelerator, Azure Maya. Starting with Maya 100, designed to running cloud AI workloads like LLM training and inference, This chip is manufactured on a 5-nanometer process, has 105 billion transistors, making it one of the largest chips that can be made with current technology. And it goes beyond the chip, though. We have designed Maya 100 as an end-to-end rack for AI, as you can see right here. AI power demands require infrastructure that is dramatically different from other clouds. The compute workloads require a lot more cooling as well as their networking density. And we have designed the cooling unit, known as the Sidekick, to match the thermal profile of the chip and added rack-level closed-loop liquid cooling for higher efficiency. This architecture allows us to take this rack and put it into existing data center infrastructure and facilities rather than building new ones. And by the way, they're also built and manufactured to meet our zero waste commitment. So we're very, very excited about Maya. With Maya, we are combining the state-of-the-art silicon packaging techniques, ultra-high bandwidth networking design, modern cooling, power management, algorithmic co-design of both the hardware and the software. And we're already testing this with many of our own AI services, including the GitHub Copilot. And we will roll out Maya accelerators across our fleet, supporting our own workloads first, and we'll scale it to third-party workloads after. This silicon diversity is what allows us to power the world's most powerful foundation models. And all of our AI workloads, from Copilot to your own AI applications, so that when I say systems, this is the end-to-end innovation. From glass blowing the next generation fiber optic cables, sourcing renewable energy, designing new approaches to thermal distribution, innovating in silicon, our goal is to ensure that the ultimate efficiency, performance, and scale is something that we can bring to you from us and our partners. Now let's go to the next layer of the stack, the foundation models. These are only possible, of course, because of these advanced systems I talked about. Generative AI models span from trillions of parameter LLMs that require these most powerful GPUs in Azure to a few billion parameter task-specific small language models, or SLMs. And we offer the best selection of frontier models which you can use to build your own AI apps while meeting your specific cost, latency, and performance needs. And it starts with our deep, deep partnership with OpenAI. They're just doing stunning breakthrough work to advance the state of AI models, and we are thrilled to be all in on this partnership together. And our promise to you is simple. As OpenAI innovates, we will deliver all of that innovation as part of Azure AI. And we are bringing the very latest of GPT-4, including GPT-4 Turbo, GPT-4 Turbo with Vision, to Azure OpenAI Service. Yeah, we can clap for that. GPT-4 Turbo offers lower pricing, structured JSON formatting, which is sort of my favorite, and extended prompt length. You can, in fact, fit 300 pages of text now into a single prompt. GPT-4 Turbo will be available in Azure OpenAI Service this week in preview, and the token pricing for the new models will be at parity with OpenAI. Also soon, you'll be able to connect GPT-4 Turbo with Vision to Azure AI Vision, allowing you to prompt with video images and text. In fact, our customer WPP is already using this today with one of their largest clients. I mean, take a look at the video behind me. Pretty amazing to see video prompts as inputs and with summaries coming out on the other end. It's fantastic to see it. Finally, we will be introducing fine-tuning of GPT-4 on Azure OpenAI Service as well, allowing you to bring your own data to create these custom versions of GPT-4. We are also all in on open source and want to bring the best selection of open source models to Azure and do so responsibly. Our model catalog has the broadest selection of models already, and we are adding even more to our catalog. With Stable Diffusion, you can generate beautiful immersive images. With Code Llama, you can generate code. Mistral 7B, you can translate and summarize text. With NVIDIA's Nematron 3 family of models, you can build general-purpose AI apps. All these capabilities are deeply, deeply integrated with our safety guardrails. And today, we are taking one more big step in support of open source models. We are adding a new models as a service offering in Azure. You know, this, yeah, it is a big deal. It makes it simple. Because this will allow you to get access to these large models that are all available in open source as just hosted APIs, right? Without you as developers having to provision GPUs so that you can focus on development, not back-end operations. We're excited to be partnering with Meta on this. It starts with Llama 2 as a service. You can fine-tune Llama 2 with your data to help the model understand your domain better and generate more accurate predictions. We want to support models in every language and in every country. And we are partnering with Mistral to bring their premium models as a service, as well as with Group 42 to bring JIS, the world's highest quality Arabic language model, again, just as a service. Now, when we talk about open source, there's one more very exciting thing that's happening in this space, and that is SLMs. Microsoft loves SLMs. In fact, one of the best is Phi, a model that is built by Microsoft Research on highly specialized data sets, which can rival models that are even 50 times bigger. In fact, Phi 1.5 has only 1.3 billion parameters, but nonetheless, it demonstrates state-of-the-art performance against benchmarks testing things like common sense, language understanding, and logical reasoning. And today, I am thrilled to announce Phi 2. It's a scaled-up version of Phi 1.5 that shows even better capabilities across all of these benchmarks while staying pretty small, relatively small at 2.7 billion parameters. In fact, it's 50% better at mathematical reasoning. And Phi 2 is open source and will be coming to our catalog as well as models as service. Once you have these models, the next up is the tooling consideration. With Azure AI Studio, we offer the full lifecycle toolchain for you to be able to build, customize, train, evaluate, and deploy the latest next-generation models. It also includes built-in safety tooling. Safety is the most important feature of our AI platform. It's not something we bolt on later, but we are shifting left from the very beginning. And with Azure AI Studio, you can detect and filter harmful user-generated and AI-generated content in your applications as well as your service. The other thing we're doing with Azure AI Studio is extending it to any endpoint, starting with Windows. You can customize state-of-the-art SLMs and leverage our templates for common developer scenarios so that you can integrate these models right into your applications, right? When you combine the power of the cloud and the edge, it unlocks super compelling scenarios. Let's say you want to build an NPC helper for a game. You can start with an SLM like Phi or as your target model in Windows. We then help you compose solutions to steer your game to do what it needs, like the retrieval augmented generation templates to apply on your data set to answer questions about quests. This can all happen locally on your Windows machine. The NPC can guide players with their quests or even generate complete new storylines based on prompts from players. For more advanced use cases, you can adapt and fine-tune the SLM on Azure, specifically for your game using the power of even frontier models like GPT-4. It's incredibly powerful to see all this come together. And of course, we're not stopping there. Earlier, I mentioned our partnership with NVIDIA. Together, we are innovating to make Azure the best cloud for training and inference. Our collaboration extends across the entirety of the stack, including our best-in-class solutions for AI development. Today, we are expanding our partnership by bringing NVIDIA's generative AI Foundry service to Azure. Really, it brings together NVIDIA's foundation models, frameworks, tools, as well as its DGX Cloud AI, supercomputing and services to provide the best end-to-end solution for creating generative AI models and custom generative models. To share more, I would like to invite up on stage the NVIDIA founder, president, and CEO, Jensen Huang, to join me.
Great seeing you. Second.
Jensen, thank you so much for being here. This partnership, I talked a lot about all the things we've been doing on the systems side. Of course, we wouldn't have been able to train the OpenAI models or make all this progress over the last few years without sort of the unbelievable systems work we've done. But today, we're even going a step beyond, bringing, in fact, all of the software innovation that you're doing. Do you want to share a little bit about what we're doing or you are doing on the software side on Azure?
I would love to. First of all, I'm so happy to be here to celebrate the amazing work of our two teams. This last 12 months, when I was just listening to you, unbelievable amount of progress for the whole computer industry, frankly, in the last 12 months. Well, our two teams have been super busy. AI and accelerated computing is a full stack challenge, and it's a data center scale challenge, from computing to networking, from chips to APIs. Everything has been transformed as a result of generative AI. Now, over the last 12 months, our two teams have been accelerating everything we could. Now, one of the initiatives, of course, is accelerated computing, offloading general purpose computing, accelerating all the software we can, because it improves energy efficiency, reduces carbon footprint, reduces cost for our customers, improves their performance, so on and so forth. We built the world's fastest AI supercomputer together.
Yep.
It usually takes a couple of 2-3 years to plan one, easily a year to stand one up. Our two teams built two of them, twins, one in your house, one in my house. We did it, and we stood it up in just a few months. It is now the fastest AI supercomputer in the world. And it seemingly, without barely even trying, it's the third fastest supercomputer on the planet. It's really quite amazing. We worked on all kinds of computing breakthroughs. Confidential computing, of course, a very big deal, an invention between our two companies. All the way to deploying large language models from the cloud to the PC.
Yeah.
The work that we did together so that Windows can now be a first-class client for large language models opens up a few hundred NVIDIA-powered PCs and workstations around the world.
Yeah, it's the largest install base on the edge of very powerful AI machines. Happens to be Windows PCs with GPUs from NVIDIA.
That's right. That's right. And now with Studio AI,
that's right.
Unbelievable, right? Everybody could be a RAG developer. Everybody could engage large language models. Now, we've also, and this is something that I'm so proud of, we talked about a year and a half ago, and this is such a great idea, such a great vision, and you really deserve so much credit for transforming Microsoft's entire culture to be so much more collaborative and partner-oriented. That NVIDIA's platforms, and you invited NVIDIA's ecosystem, all of our software stacks to be hosted on Azure. Today, we're announcing the two largest software stacks of our company, NVIDIA Omniverse, and in fact, just now you saw the WPP video. In fact, that's actually computer graphics. That computer graphics is running on Omniverse. And now you can connect Omniverse to generative AI. The second, and so Omniverse is for industrial digitalization. Today, we're announcing that Omniverse Cloud, Omniverse, which is a stack originally on-prem on large computers, now available on Azure Cloud. The second is a brand new thing that we're announcing, and you just mentioned it. We are offering an AI foundry service. Generative AI has opened up the opportunity for every enterprise in the world to engage artificial intelligence. For the very first time, it is now useful, versatile, quite frankly, easy to use.
Yep.
And companies all over the world will use it in multiple ways, but here's three basic ways. One, of course, public cloud services like ChatGPT. Second, embedded into applications like Windows. We are very, very happily also a full site licensed customer of Copilot.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be augmented by Microsoft Copilots. And if you think that NVIDIA is moving fast now, we are going to be turbocharged by Copilot. And then third, of course, customers want to build their own AIs. Yep. They want to create their own, using their own data, create their own proprietary large language models, and create their own regs. And so today, leveraging what NVIDIA's core assets are, our AI expertise, our AI end-to-end workflow, NVIDIA AI Enterprise, and our AI factories, which is now available on Azure called DGX Cloud. We are going to make these, built on these three pillars, help customers build their own custom large language models. We're going to do for people who want to build their own proprietary large language models what TSMC does for us.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right? And so we'll be a foundry for AI models.
Yeah, no, it's just so amazing to see. I mean, us partnering on everything on the system side and everything up the stack on the software side, whether it's on Omniverse or DGX Cloud and this AI foundry is fantastic. I love that metaphor of TSMC for AI model development. Talking about this arc of AI, Jensen, of course, you've been at the core of this long before it became fashionable to talk about it. You were talking about it. What's your arc here of AI innovation going forward?
Well, generative AI is the single most significant platform transition in computing history. You and I both have been in the computer industry a long time. In the last 40 years, nothing has been this big. It's bigger than PC, it's bigger than mobile, it's going to be bigger than internet, and surely by far. This is also the largest TAM expansion of the computer industry in history. There's a whole new type of data center that's now available. Unlike the data centers of the past, this data center is dedicated to one job and one job only: running AI models and generating intelligence. It's an AI factory. This AI factory, you're building some of the world's most advanced, you're building the world's computer. That computer is now going to be augmented by AI factories all over. The second TAM expansion is where our industry has focused on building tools of the past. Now you have copilots that use the tools. So in hardware, there's a brand new segment, AI factories. In software, there's a brand new segment, copilots.
Copilots, yeah.
These are brand new things that the world's never had the opportunity to enjoy. Big, huge TAM expansion. The first wave is the wave that we enjoyed, which is incredible startups like OpenAI and others who are part of the generative AI startups, cloud internet services. That's the first wave. We're now beginning the second wave, and it's really triggered and kicked off by Copilot, Office or Windows 365 Copilot, basically the enterprise generation. The third generation, the third wave, is the wave that I think is going to be the largest wave of all, and the reason for that is because the vast majority of the world's industries run on it, which is heavy industries. And this is where NVIDIA's Omniverse and generative AI is going to come together to help heavy industries digitalize and benefit from generative AI. So we're really, quite frankly, barely in the middle of the first wave, starting the second wave. This is going to be...
I love that, 3 waves, and all happening somewhat in parallel, but there's staging of it, and I think it all accrues. It compounds across all 3.
That's right.
Maybe we can close out, Jensen. You and I have worked together for decades. Microsoft and NVIDIA have worked together for decades. partnerships are these magical things where your innovation, our innovation comes together ultimately to enable people in the audience. So just talk about when you think about the Microsoft partnership, what's your vision for it? What's your expectations of it? And just any thoughts on that?
Well, we have a giant partnership. And many of you are partners with Microsoft here. And I think you all agree with me that there's just a profound transformation in the way that Microsoft works with the ecosystem in the industry. We are suppliers to you, building the most advanced computers together. You're suppliers to us, and so we're customer partners with each other. But one of the things that I really, really love is the fact that we partner on advancing fundamental computer science like confidential computing and generative AI and all of the infrastructure that we built together. I love that we're inventing new technologies together, but I really love that you're hosting our native stack right there in Azure. And as a result, we're ecosystem partners. NVIDIA has a rich ecosystem of developers all over the world, several million CUDA developers, some 15,000 startups around the world works on NVIDIA's platform. The fact that they could now take their stack and without modification run it perfectly on Azure. My developers become your customers. My developers also have the benefit of integrating with all of the Azure APIs and services and the secure storage, the confidential computing. And so all of that richness amplifies NVIDIA's ecosystem. And so I think this partnership is really quite unique. I think that there's not one like it. We don't have one like it. We're incredibly proud of the partnership and incredibly proud of the work that we do together. And,
Thank you so much, Jensen. I really deeply appreciate everything that you and your team have been doing. As you said, the last 12 months have been unlike anything I've seen in my professional career. And we're obviously setting pace, and we plan to continue to do so. Thank you so much for your deep partnership. Thank you. Right. Jensen Huang. All right, so let's go one more layer up the stack to data. It's perhaps one of the most important considerations because in some sense, there is no AI without data. Microsoft Fabric brings all your data as well as your analytic workloads into this one unified experience. Fabric has been our biggest data launch, perhaps since SQL Server, and the reception to the preview has been just incredible. 25,000 customers are already using it. And today, I am thrilled to announce the general availability of Microsoft Fabric. Let's roll the video.
Microsoft Fabric is redesigning how we work with data by bringing all your data and analytics tools into a single experience. With Fabric's Data Lake, OneLake, your teams can connect to data from anywhere and all work from the same copy across engines. Your data professionals have all the tools they need, all in one SaaS experience to reduce the cost and effort of integration. Features like Direct Lake Mode in Power BI, which provides a blazing fast, real-time connection to your data, can save you time and cost while providing up-to-date insights. This intelligence can then securely flow to the Microsoft 365 applications people use every day to improve decision-making and drive impact. All backed by Fabric's tight integration with Microsoft Purview to govern and protect your data, no matter where it's used. AI-powered features like Copilot help everyone be more productive, whether it's creating data flows and pipelines, writing SQL statements, or building reports. And as we enter a future built on AI, you can unify, prepare, and model your data to support truly game-changing AI projects. All your data, all your teams, all in one place. This is Microsoft Fabric.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see, Fabric, the vision come together. In fact, today, really, it's exciting to add this new capability that we call mirroring. It's a frictionless way to add existing cloud data warehouses as well as databases to Fabric. from Cosmos DB or Azure SQL DB, as well as Mongo and Snowflake, not only on our cloud, but any cloud to Fabric. And they're all in open source Apache Parquet format and the Delta Lake format that's native to Fabric. And to bring this home, let me just kind of walk you through a simple example. Let's take an electric car charging company that wants to proactively alert its maintenance teams and crews about stations that need maintenance and servicing. So the real-time data is streaming, and the IoT stuff is flowing right in from the charging stations into Cosmos DB. They can use mirroring to keep the Cosmos DB and Fabric automatically in sync. Inside of Fabric, they're already connecting all the other relevant data. It could be maintenance schedules, weather from Azure Databricks, AWS S3 or ADLS together into this one single lakehouse. With all this data unified, you can then obviously model on top of it using just data in Fabric. But you can also use now this new integration between OneLake and Azure AI Studio to build a preventive maintenance model that alerts maintenance teams when an EV station is likely to need servicing. And of course, you can build a simple Power App that delivers these alerts to the maintenance crew. You can even embed a chat function into a Power App to gather more context about the alert. This type of example is how all your data, operational store, analytics, and AI all can come together. In fact, we're integrating the power of AI across the entirety of the data stack. This retrieval augmented generation, or the RAG pattern, is core to any AI-powered application. It's what allows you to bring together your data with these foundation models. And the first thing we did is we've added vector indices to both Cosmos DB as well as to PostgreSQL. And we aren't stopping there. We moved the management of AI-powered indices out of the app domain into the database itself with Azure AI extensions for PostgreSQL. This makes it easy and efficient for developers to use AI to unlock the full potential of all their relational database, all their relational data in a database. And with Azure AI Search, we've built a first-class vector search plus state-of-the-art re-ranking technology, right? Delivering this very high-quality responses, much beyond what you can just get from a vanilla vector search. In fact, just last week, when OpenAI moved some of their APIs, like their agent API, from a standalone vector database for ChatGPT to Azure AI Search, they saw unbelievable scale benefits, and it's fantastic to see this now powering ChatGPT. Now let's move up the stack and talk about how we are reimagining all of the core applications in this era of AI. Let's start with Teams. Our vision for Teams has always been to bring together everything you need in one place across collaboration, chat, meetings, and calling. More than 320 million people rely on Teams to stay productive and connected. It's a great milestone. Just last month, we shipped new Teams, which we reimagined for this new era of AI. New Teams is up to 2 times faster, uses 50% fewer resources, and can save you time and help you collaborate a lot more efficiently. And we've streamlined the user experience. It's easier to get more done, fewer clicks. It's also the foundation for the next generation of AI-powered experiences, transforming how we work. And with new Teams, is also available across many places now. It's available on both Windows and Mac, of course, on all the phone endpoints. But Teams is more than a communication and a collaboration tool. It's also a multiplayer canvas that brings together these business processes directly into the flow of your work. Today, more than 2,000 apps are part of the Teams store. Apps from Adobe, Atlassian, ServiceNow, Workday have more than 1 million monthly active users. Companies in every industry have built 145,000 custom line of business applications in Teams. And when we think about Teams, it's important to ground ourselves that presence is, in fact, that ultimate killer application. And that's what motivates us to even bring the power of mesh to teams, reimagining the way employees come together and connect using any device, whether it's their PC, HoloLens, or Meta Quest. I'm excited to share that mesh will be generally available in January. It's sort of been something that we've been working on diligently behind the scenes, and it's great to be bringing it. Like using avatars, you can express yourself with confidence, whether you're joining a 2D Teams meeting or a 3D immersive space. With immersive spaces, you can connect in new ways and bring discussions all into one place. With spatial audio, for example, you can experience directionality and proximity, just like in the physical world. And with your own custom spaces, you can create a place tailored for your specific needs, like an employee event, training, guided tours, or even internal or external product showcases. Using our no-code editor or the Mesh toolkit, we are looking to see how Mesh in Teams helps your employees connect in new and very meaningful ways. So Now, let's move up to the very top of the stack, which is the Microsoft Copilot. Our vision is pretty straightforward. We are the Copilot company. We believe in a future where there will be a Copilot for everyone and everything you do. Microsoft Copilot is that one experience that runs across all our surfaces, understanding your context on the web, on your device, and when you're at work, bringing the right skills to you when you need them. Just like, say, today you boot up an operating system to access applications or a browser to navigate to a website, you can invoke a Copilot to do all these activities and more, to shop, to code, to analyze, to learn, to create. We want the Copilot to be everywhere you are. It starts with search, which is built into Copilot and brings the context of the web to you. Search, as we know of it, is changing, and we are all in. Bing Chat is now Copilot. It's a standalone destination, and it works wherever you are, on Microsoft Edge, on Google Chrome, on Safari, as well as mobile apps coming soon to you. Our enterprise version, which adds commercial data protection, is also now Copilot. You simply log in with your Microsoft Entra ID to access it. It'll be available at no additional cost to all eligible Entra ID users. And just 2 weeks ago, we announced the general availability of Copilot for Microsoft 365. It can reason across the entirety of the Microsoft graph. That means all the information in your emails, calendar, meetings, chats, documents, and answer and complete tasks. It integrates Copilot into your favorite applications, whether it's Teams, Outlook, Excel, and more. And it comes with plugins for all the enterprise knowledge and actions available in the graph. When it comes to extending Copilot, we support plugins today, and we are also very excited about what OpenAI announced last week with GPTs. GPTs are a new way for anyone to create a tailored version of ChatGPT that's more helpful for very specific tasks at work or at home. And going forward, you will be able to use both plugins and GPTs in Copilot to tailor your experience. And it goes beyond that. You will, of course, need to tailor your Copilot for your very specific needs, your data, your workflows, as well as your security requirements. No two business processes, no two companies are going to be the same. And that's why today, we're announcing Copilot Studio. With Copilot Studio, you can build custom GPTs, create new plugins, orchestrate workflows, monitor, in fact, your Copilot performance, manage your customizations, and much, much more. It comes with a bunch of pre-built plugins to incorporate your own business data, as well as from applications such as SAP, Workday, ServiceNow. It can connect to databases, custom backends, legacy systems that may even be on-premise. All of this allows you to extend Copilot with capabilities unique to your organization and the systems you use every day. For example, you can have Copilot help with expense management, HR onboarding, IT services. Just take a look at Copilot Studio. It's super exciting to see Copilot Studio come together. What Power Platform was for the previous generation of applications that we built and the app platform, I think Copilot Studio will be the moral equivalent for the Copilot era, and it's exciting to see this all come together. In fact, we're already using this pattern to extend Copilot across every role and function. For developers, GitHub Copilot is turning natural language into programming language, helping them code 55 times faster. For SecOps teams, Copilot is helping them respond to threats at machine speed. In fact, this week, we're adding plugins for identity management, endpoint security, for risk and compliance managers as well. For sellers, Copilot is right there helping you close more deals, whether you're responding in email or in a Teams meeting. You can enrich that customer interaction by grounding the Copilot with your CRM data, whether it's in Salesforce or Dynamics 365. And for customer service teams, today we are very excited to announce Copilot for Service to help agents resolve the cases faster. Yeah? It provides agents with access to the right knowledge across all the data within the tools they use every day, like whether it's Teams, Outlook, and it can be embedded directly inside the agent desktop applications. Copilot for Service includes out-of-the-box integrations to Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk, as well as Dynamics 365. It's the one Microsoft Copilot with all the data plugins and skills you need. We're already seeing a new Copilot ecosystem emerge as you all extend Copilot. Dozens of ISVs, including Confluence, Jira, Mural, Ramp, Trello, all have built Copilot plugins for their applications. And customers are building their own line of business plugins, too, to increase productivity and create deeper insights. And not only can you access these in Copilot, but you can surface them across our applications. For example, Bayer has built a plugin so that their researchers can use natural language to ask Copilot about crop science models and their suitability for new projects right within teams, as they accelerate the development and delivery of their products to farmers, right? This idea that you build Copilots, you use them as plug-in inside of the Microsoft Copilot, also and Teams is going to be one of the powerful patterns that will play out in the years to come. These are just a few of the 100+ announcements we'll make during the conference. But I want to close out by talking about the arc of innovation going forward in two critical areas: AI and mixed reality and AI and quantum. AI is not just about natural language as an input. Of course, it starts with language, but it goes beyond that to see, to hear, to interpret, and make sense of our intent and the world around us. I want to show you a glimpse of what's possible when the real world becomes your prompt and interface. That's what happens when you bring mixed reality and AI together. Pay attention to how not just your voice, but your gestures, even where you look, becomes a new input, and how transformative it can be to someone like a frontline worker using Dynamics 365. Let's roll the video.
This is work.
What's up, Mike?
We're giving eyes and ears to AI. So the world becomes your prompt and your interface. This is work, working. These are thoughts happening.
Hey, Copilot.
Plans populating.
Copilot, when was this last replaced?
Information gathering. Instructions guiding. Schematics aligning. People connecting. Problem solving.
Copilot?
Hey, Copilot. Copilot.
This is confidence growing. Eyes widening. These are questions.
I just finished. Copilot, what's next?
Rotate the engine block 90 degrees.
Questions the way you ask them.
Please get me the detailed view of the optical cable layout.
Never too many questions.
All right. Let's highlight the relay switches.
Go ahead. Keep asking.
It's in position. What's next?
Keep learning.
The hydraulic filter was changed 6 months ago.
Okay, can you pull up a service record?
Copilot, what's the tolerance of this locking ring?
Here is a copy of the last service record. The tolerance is 9/1000ths of an inch.
Remind me where this fits into the assembly.
Step 4, align the spindle. The locking ring is highlighted.
This is work getting smarter. This is work working better. This is work making sense of the world around you.
Copilot, close out the work order.
This is AI for the front line.
It's pretty amazing when you bring these two powerful technologies together. And this stuff is real today. In fact, it's being deployed in preview with Siemens Energy, Chevron, Novo Nordisk. So it's great to see the power, and I think that this is going to be even more powerful in the years to come. The other area I want to talk about is the convergence of quantum computing and AI. You know, key to scientific discovery today is complex simulation of natural phenomena, like whether it's chemistry, biology, physics, on high-performance computing today. You can think of AI as an emulation of those simulations by essentially reducing the search space. And that's what we're doing with Azure Quantum Elements. In fact, we've built a new model architecture called Graphformers for this very purpose. Just like large models can generate text, you will be able to generate entirely new chemical compounds. Just imagine if you can compress 250 years of progress in chemistry and material science into the next 25 years. That's truly using the power of AI to change the pace of science. In this example, I'm just using a Python notebook. I mean, think about it. Just a Python notebook with quantum elements to discover a new coolant. A process that would have taken 3 years if we just used traditional computational techniques, but it probably takes 9 hours now. I can reason over these results with a Copilot, narrow them down, find the most promising candidates. Using quantum elements, any scientist can design novel new molecules with unique properties for developing more sustainable chemicals, drugs, advanced materials, or batteries. And this is just the very beginning. In parallel, we're also making progress on quantum computing, because quantum will ultimately be the real breakthrough for speeding up all these simulations. In fact, just last week, we announced the strategic collaboration with Photonic to expand this full-stack quantum approach that we have taken to quantum networking. Photonic's novel spin photon architecture natively supports quantum communication over standard telecommunication wavelengths. And so combining that infrastructure and bringing it right into Azure takes us one more step closer to the promise of quantum networking and computing inside of Azure. At the end of the day, though, all of this innovation will only be useful if it's empowering all of us in our careers, in our communities, in our countries. That's our mission. We want to empower every person and every organization across every role and business function with a co-pilot. Just imagine if 8 billion people always had access to a personalized tutor, a doctor that provided them medical guidance, a mentor that gave advice for anything they need. I believe all that's within reach. It's about making that impossible possible. I want to leave you with a video of Anton, a developer from Ukraine, who shares his story of how Copilot has empowered him. Thank you all so very much. Enjoy the rest of Ignite. Let's roll the video. Thank you.
My name is Anton and I'm from Ukraine. As a freelance developer living with cerebral palsy, tasks like typing and speaking can be difficult, which limits my ability to communicate effectively. I realized early on that I was different from others and encountered discrimination and inequality at a young age. I always inform my clients about my disability. Moreover, I present it as an advantage because it provides me with extensive experience in solving complex and unconventional problems. When I first heard about GitHub Copilot, I was doubtful that it could handle such a complex task as coding, but I was surprised at how helpful and relevant the suggestions it gave me were. Because of my disability, it's easier to type fewer characters. I can now not only write the code itself, but also detailed comments, documentation, and project descriptions. Previously, I physically couldn't afford to do this. I firmly believe that AI has enormous potential to make a positive impact on the lives of people with disabilities. It has truly assisted me to optimize my workflow. I aim to harness the power of AI for the betterment of our lives.
Please welcome Executive Vice President, Experiences and Devices, Rajesh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's fantastic to be here at Ignite with you all. In my over 30 years at Microsoft, I've had the privilege to work on building some of the most amazing products and services. And across all that time, working on Office, working on our on-premises servers, and leading our move to the cloud with Microsoft 365, I've never been more excited or optimistic for what we can do. Grounded in our mission as we enter a new age of AI that will fundamentally transform productivity for every individual, every organization and industry on Earth. It is incredibly exciting. Now, you heard Satya talk about the Copilot stack, the AI architecture of the future. Now, we are focused on bringing that AI stack to Microsoft products that hundreds of millions of people use every single day. But before we do that, let's spend a little time talking about the Microsoft Graph. And I also want to share some announcements across our apps, since these are foundational elements. Let's talk more about the Microsoft Graph. This is perhaps the most important database for any organization. This is your data, and it powers a Copilot. The Graph grounds the AI in the user's context, in their organization's context. Now, the spirit of the Microsoft Copilot is really about advancing the human agency, putting the human at the center, and being grounded in their context. Our vision's not that of an autopilot. It's really about letting people achieve more by having the AI work on their behalf, being grounded in their context, their permissions. And this is the key that differentiates Copilot in Microsoft 365 from other generative AI tools. I'm frequently asked by customers, how does my team get ready for Copilot? Now, one part of the answer is simple. Because your organization has invested in Microsoft 365, we have already built your Microsoft Graph. And so the time to value here with Copilot in Microsoft 365, it's in weeks, not months and years. Now, Satya talked about this. The Microsoft Graph is extensible, allowing you to augment the graph that we are building with your data from other systems, your ERP, your CRM, or any of your other critical business data. The Copilot can be extended by developers by building plugins or the recently announced OpenAI GPTs. Now, we are seeing leading ISVs and enterprise customers, enterprise developers extend the Copilot in unique and innovative ways. For example, Atlassian's Jira Cloud uses Copilot to provide quick updates on tickets, and Ramp allows financial service professionals to get information in the flow of work. Miro is using Copilot to streamline visual collaboration, and customers like Ernst & Young have built Copilot plugins to allow their executives in their tax practice to quickly gather revenue data. It is an exciting time to watch this ecosystem thrive and grow. So we talked about the Microsoft Graph. Now, switching gears, let's talk about the apps that people use every day. Now, I want to spend some time highlighting what I think are some of the key announcements at Ignite for the IT pros, and I'll break it into 3 areas: Windows, Office and the core apps, and then Microsoft Teams. First, Windows. Now, we've been working hard to bring Windows to the cloud with Windows 365, and I'm proud to say that Windows 365 has been adopted by over 60% of the Fortune 500 companies. Now, we recently released Windows 365 Boot. It's a seamless way to allow people to get straight to work with Windows 365 by booting directly to your cloud PC on Windows 11 devices. Now, we also know that in any given month, over 100 million people are accessing Windows as a remote desktop from a variety of devices and operating systems, so 100 million. Now, all those people can use Windows app, the new Windows app, to connect to Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, and a wide range of other services, all through that one unified app. You click the app, and you're taken straight to Windows in the cloud. This Windows app is now available in public preview on any platform. Today, we are also announcing that Windows 365 GPU support is now coming with 16 core configurations, makes Windows 365 ideal for high-capacity workloads such as graphics design, video rendering, and 3D modeling. Now, whether you're using Windows on a Surface or an OEM PC or even on an iPad or in the cloud, Copilot is being integrated into Windows. And this allows you to give your employees secure access to generative AI capabilities when they're logged in with Entra ID without worrying about data leakage. Let's talk Surface. For over 10 years, Surface has delivered innovative form factors, new interaction models. We recently announced 4 new Surface devices built to bring AI experiences from Microsoft to life. We've focused on your feedback in delivering more performance, improved security, manageability, and repairability. From the new Surface Laptop Studio 2, our most powerful, our most versatile laptop, to the new Surface Go 4, built for productivity and security for frontline workers, we have the devices to support the need of diverse commercial customers. Very excited about Surface Hub 3. It's the premier collaboration device. It now runs Microsoft Teams Room experience. It has enhanced manageability, unlocks new ways for collaboration. It can run in the portrait mode. The whiteboard now has Copilot built in. Amazing stuff. Now let's move to our core apps and services. And let's start with SharePoint Premium. SharePoint, as you know, is the leading, most flexible content platform powering experiences across Microsoft 365. Continues to grow faster than ever. Today, we are excited to announce SharePoint Premium, the best way to manage and ground content for Copilot, so your organization can transform the entire content processes and knowledge management on top of SharePoint. I also want to talk about Microsoft Loop. It's an app that was built for a new way of work. It's a revolutionary canvas, seamless collaboration between people and AI. With flexible workspaces, you can take components and you can stay in sync across the entire Microsoft 365 suite by taking Loop components and putting that into Teams or Outlook. Loop is now generally available for Microsoft 365 commercial customers. And of course, Satya talked about the Copilot Studio, an end-to-end conversational AI platform tool that allows you to extend Microsoft Copilot to meet your organization's specific needs. You can also use Copilot Studio to create and customize Copilot, not just for Microsoft 365, but you can also build your own internal Copilots. You'll see a lot more of Loop and Copilot Studio later in the keynote. But let me first talk about Teams. When it comes to Teams, the usage continues to grow, with more than 320 million monthly active users. And as Satya mentioned, we have recently introduced the new Teams app that tens of millions of people are already using it. We reimagined it from the ground up to be faster and simpler and smarter. So the new app's now available both for Windows and Mac, and it's up to 2 times faster while using 50% less memory. And we built in the features that we know are important to you, such as support for collaboration across tenants and support for multiple accounts. I'm also proud to share that the Teams Premium, which we launched just 9 months ago, is now serving over 10,000 paid customers. And one of the features that customers love is the intelligent meeting recap, which helps you catch up on the meetings that you missed by providing a summary of the key points, the key action items, the key decisions. And it gets even better when you use it with Copilot, because now the Copilot can be asked specific questions about the meeting, and you can get clear answers. Now, I'm excited to announce that we are integrating this intelligent meeting recap into Copilot, making it available to more customers, whether you start with Teams Premium or you start with Copilot. Satya talked about Mesh. Very, very excited that Mesh is going to be generally available in January 2024. It's available in preview today. So with that, Teams commercial customers will be able to easily join an immersive experience in any Teams meeting right from the view switcher. Satya talked about how Mesh is also a tool that allows you to create immersive events, really immersive events in Teams Premium without doing any coding. You can customize 3D spaces with images, videos, screen share. You can save them as a template. You can share that. You can also host Q&A sessions with attendees. People can raise their hands. It can be seen and heard by everyone. Now, switching back to Copilot, and before I hand it to Jared, Copilot for Microsoft 365 is built on top of Microsoft's current commitments to data security and privacy in the enterprise. There is no change to these commitments, including, so anything that the Copilot does is in compliance with GDPR and EU data boundary commitments we've made. Of course, none of the Copilot data is used to train LLMs, and Microsoft does not have access to any of that data. But beyond that, the Copilot in Microsoft 365, it supports sensitivity labels. It understands conditional access policies. It respects information barrier business rules. It supports e-discovery. It supports retention policies that you define. It generates audit logs, and much more. It is enterprise grade. Now, one feedback we heard from you in the preview phase as we did the Copilot preview is that customers have scenarios. You have scenarios where you want to use the Copilot in Teams meetings, but you do not want to necessarily be able to record or transcribe meetings due to data retention policies. We heard you. So in response to that feedback, I'm happy to announce that the Copilot can now be used during a meeting without retaining the transcript. So admins can now give meeting organizers the ability to set their preference. So before the meeting starts, allowing you to ask the Copilot questions during the meeting and ensuring that no transcripts or Copilot interactions are retained after the meeting. Privacy, security, transparency, they aren't just features, they are prerequisites, and we take them very seriously. Now I want to hand things over to Jared Spataro to share more on our Copilot announcements, but before I do, let's see the Copilot in action with Dentsu, a global network of marketing and advertising agencies. Let's roll the video.
Dentsu Creative's mission is all about enabling modern creativity, powered by data, tech, and AI. One of the biggest challenges today for clients and marketers is they've got to create more content than ever on an ever-growing number of channels. Copilot is really revolutionizing our creative workflow. Typically, with a client, we would come up with ideas and we'd go away, and maybe days, weeks, even months later, we come back with creative visualizations. With Copilot, we can actually do that while we're in the room with the client. Copilot is able to plug it into our own custom applications called Digital Interact. We have literally hundreds of thousands of assets. We can now search with more natural language, all within Teams, right in the heart of our workflow.
One of the key activities and time-saving things Copilot does for me is translating initial key messages into a first draft. That is saving at least 30 to 60 minutes of my time. Now, we're a 72,000-person organization. It's a huge resource savings. It enables our people to get back to what they're brilliant at, driving the storytelling within brands. Now I've used Copilot, I can't imagine a world without it. It is just a necessary tool for me day to day, and I depend on it.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you again so much for being here at Ignite. It's great to be back in person. Let's talk Copilot, shall we? As Satya said, Microsoft is the Copilot company. And there will be one Copilot experience that runs across all our surfaces, understanding your context on the web, on your PC, and when you're at work, to bring the right skills to you when you need them across work and life. You know, Copilot really broke the mold of how we design and build products here at Microsoft, and the customer excitement and demand has been unlike anything we have ever seen or experienced. And on November 1st, we made Copilot for Microsoft 365 generally available to enterprise customers, from introduction to general availability in just 8 months. It is truly unprecedented. And customers are already starting to bet on Copilot. KPMG is a Copilot company. BP is a Copilot company. Visa is a Copilot company. Pfizer, Honda, Dow, they are all Copilot companies. And Accenture is all in on Copilot, with the largest commitment to date across Copilot for Microsoft 365 and GitHub Copilot. Every customer I talk to about Copilot, and I've talked to a lot over the course of the last 8 months, has just one question. Jared, is Copilot worth it? After months of intensive research, I'm excited to share new Work Trend Index data out today. We conducted quantitative and qualitative research from surveys to empirical studies, to really get in and understand the impact of Copilot among our early users. And here's the headline: Copilot makes people more productive and more creative. In fact, 77% of people who use Copilot told us that they just don't want to go back to working without it. Here are some more stats for you. 70% said that they were more productive. 68% felt it improved the quality of their work. 64% spent less time processing email. 75% spent less time searching for information in files. 71% saved time on mundane tasks. And we didn't just take their word for it. Based on quantitative research studies, we found that overall, users of Copilot were nearly 30% faster on a specific raft of IW tasks, 30% faster. And they caught up on missed meetings nearly 4 times faster than those who didn't have Copilot. We even asked employees if they'd rather have access to Copilot or a free weekly lunch. 77% chose Copilot. And finally, my very favorite finding: the best Copilot users save more than 10 hours per month using Copilot. Just think about what you would do with an extra 10 hours each month. Now, all this is after using Copilot for just a short time. It's only going to get better from here. To be clear, Copilot is not perfect by any means. Those of you who are using it see it do amazing things, but it also makes mistakes. It's getting better, though, every day, delighting us with flashes of brilliance and inspiration. And if the start is any indication of what is to come, it's clear that the age of Copilots has arrived. Let's take a look.
Whoa. Straight to the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop. Never stand still, that's the motto. Yeah. Brand new bands for the auto. Oh. Foot to the ground, full throttle. Big energy for the night like lotto. Y'all talk lots, never this quiet. Life like a Seinfeld plot. Vault full of songs, all of them bombs. Something like a minefield guy. Boom. Get it, tickets running out quick. Bet it, never get it out big. Said it, never had to shout it. They said I couldn't ever do it, okay, how's it? Fit a week worth of work in a minute. Machine well oiled, you know how I stay efficient. To-do list written, I do this different. Hold up, wait a minute, I ain't finished. Okay. Look, flows the same now. Paved the way, the snakes and fakes are chased out. Back to back to back, I changed the pace now. Had to stack the cash until the bank's out. Straight to the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop.
All right, are you ready for that? We've been innovating faster than ever before to bring Copilot to our entire product portfolio. But we have heard your feedback on a number of things. It can sometimes be hard to make sense of everything that we have announced and released so quickly. And let's be honest, simplicity and naming, well, they haven't always been our strong suit. Anyone else remember Windows XP 64-bit edition for 64-bit extended systems? Just rolls off the tongue. So let me take a moment to walk through the product lineup. It all starts with Microsoft Copilot, your everyday AI companion across work and life. As Satya mentioned, Bing Chat has simply become Copilot. Now, Copilot has foundational capabilities, like the ability to answer questions, to create content, to reason over data. And it has web grounding, so it always has access to the latest information. Now here, there's one other notable thing that I want to highlight. Just as you've heard before, but I just want to make sure that you understand how it happens, when you sign into Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, with your Entra ID, commercial data protection is automatically activated. That means that you can use Copilot at work knowing that your business data is always protected. With commercial data protection, chat data isn't saved, Microsoft has no eyes-on access, and your data is never used to train the models. And everything you see here is free for commercial and consumer customers. Now, let's take a look at Copilot for Microsoft 365. It includes those same foundational capabilities and web grounding. It has the same commercial data protection promises. But Copilot for Microsoft 365 takes it a step further. Like Rajesh said, Copilot for M365 is enterprise grade. It inherits your existing M365 security, privacy, identity, and compliance policies. Your data is logically isolated and protected within your M365 tenant, and you are always in control. Copilot doesn't change any of our data residency or data handling promises. And Copilot acts on behalf of an individual user, so it can't access information that you don't have permission to see. But what makes Copilot for M365 so different, as you've heard already, is that Microsoft Graph. It has access to your entire universe of data at work. And of course, it's integrated into the M365 apps that millions of people use every day. And it's this combination, this amazing combination of the graph on one hand and the apps on another that makes M365 Copilot such a powerful AI assistant at work. All right, now that we've gone through the product lineup, let's just take a look at what that looks like in the product experience. To fire up Copilot, you just simply go to copilot.microsoft.com. Here, as you've heard, you can shop, code, analyze, create, plan trips, and more. And when you sign in with your Entra ID, commercial data protection is on, automatically activated. Remember, that means chat data isn't saved, Microsoft has no eyes-on access, your data isn't used to train the models. Now, on to Copilot for Microsoft 365. To do that, you just switch the toggle from web to work. Now, let me tell you, this Copilot experience has completely changed the way I work. And one task that I now delegate to Copilot is just figuring out where to start my day. With a simple prompt, you can get an overview of where you're mentioned to see what projects need your attention. And in this case, 3 things to prioritize. It combs across your business data to give you a summary organized by emails and chats and suggests what to prioritize. And of course, like all the interfaces, it includes citations so you can quickly verify and cross-reference those results. And now, we've integrated Copilot right into Windows. So each of the Copilot product experiences you just saw is also available to you right from your Windows taskbar. Magic. All right. We are really, really excited about what we just shipped on November 1st. But the great news is we're not stopping there. There is so much more to come. So let me hand it over to my very good friend, Sumit, to show you what we mean. Sumit.
Thank you, Jared. I'm so excited to tell you about 2 areas where we are working to make Copilot even better. The first is personalization. And earlier, you heard Rajesh talk about the graph, which is so critical in delivering these kinds of experiences. And the response from early users to Copilot has been nothing short of amazing. But they want Copilot to be more personalized, to know how they write their emails, who they work with, and how they like to receive information. And we are excited to introduce new capabilities to help Copilot really know and remember these important personal details. Let's start by imagining you work for a retailer and you're preparing for a business review. You need to gather the latest sales results from stores in the Northwest region, and there's an email on the topic. You use Copilot to draft a reply. And now what Copilot does, it analyzes your previously sent emails to really understand your unique style and tone. And then it will take that and apply it to the email so it really sounds like you. Now, let's say the team needs to meet on this topic. Copilot can help there too, based on all your recent work and updates, starting with the name of the meeting. And because Copilot understands the context of your meeting, it can accurately suggest which colleagues to invite. It's really acting as your personal assistant, quickly finding a date and time that works for everyone. And it can even book a conference room for those in the office. It doesn't stop there. Copilot will also suggest relevant files to share as a pre-read based on its understanding of what you are going to be talking about. And because it has all the context about why you're meeting, it generates a customized agenda to help you get what you want out of the conversation. Okay. Yeah, you're really ready for that meeting. We're giving you more control to ensure every Copilot interaction includes tailored responses based on your unique preferences. For example, in Word, here you can specify details about your job, your personal preferences, maybe the fact that you prefer graphs over tables, or you like bullets instead of paragraphs. And the thing is, these preferences will follow you across all your core Microsoft 365 apps. So personalized experiences are going to show up wherever you go. Now, let's say you're pulling together a quarterly business update. You want to include the latest quarterly business results, but maybe it's buried in a coworker's PowerPoint presentation somewhere. But with just a simple and generic prompt, Copilot understands which coworker and which deck you're thinking of. It finds it, it summarizes it, all without leaving your document. There you go. All the content you're looking for. And the personalization doesn't stop there. It's even delivered just the way you like it. A bulleted list with the financial details in a graph. Now, Copilot can also help you ensure that everything you create is customized to your organization. Let's say you need to edit a slide for this presentation. Copilot can now pull in images from your brand or corporate image library. And soon, thanks to Microsoft Designer, you can use DALL-E 3 to combine your corporate assets to fit your creative vision. So that great idea that's sitting in your head comes to life in seconds. No photo shoot required. Yeah, that's pretty powerful stuff. So what Copilot did was it pulled an image from your brand library, and with a simple prompt, you were able to customize it to be exactly what you needed. In September, we introduced Copilot Lab to help everyone build new habits to get the most out of Copilot directly within Microsoft 365 apps. And every user of Copilot for Microsoft 365 has access to Copilot Lab today. You can easily discover prompts, write in the flow of work, and learn how to turn a good prompt into a great one. We've learned from early users that there is a viral aspect to Copilot. Giving it to one person is not as impactful as giving it to the entire team. And Copilot Lab is where you'll connect with coworkers to save, share your favorite prompts, and get inspired as you all learn to work together in this whole new way. Let's move on to the second theme, math. Now, everyone knows LLMs are notoriously bad at math. There are some hard problems to solve when it comes to LLMs and numbers. And we've got some of the world's brightest engineering minds working to tackle just that challenge. And we've made phenomenal progress with Excel. In March, we taught Copilot how to speak Excel, which essentially means Copilot can generate formulas. And it also means that Copilot can do math, and it can do it pretty well. Let's say you're a buyer for the outdoor clothing division, and you'd like to know the top-selling rain gear products. Copilot taps into your historical sales data, clearly highlighting the top sellers in green. Now, let's say you want to compare the monthly sales data over time. But to do that well, you really need a pivot table. And Copilot can easily create a pivot table to add to your workbook, summarizing the rain gear sales. Now, you're curious. How did rainfall in the region over the last 3 years affect sales in that time period? Ask Copilot to find the rainfall data on the web, add it to your worksheet. But we didn't stop there. We taught Excel how to execute Python code. And then we taught Copilot how to speak Python. And now, with natural language, you can do remarkable things. In order to work with the sales and rain data, we've created 2 data frames using Python in Excel. Now, we simply ask Copilot to combine these data sets, and Copilot knows when to use Python in Excel, and it writes the code for you. It even explains the formula it uses. You don't need to be a data analyst to be able to tell a compelling story with these numbers. Next, simply ask Copilot to visualize the relationship between the data. Here, it uses advanced analytics to create multiple plots so you can see the trends and make better decisions. Just look at these rich visuals. With Copilot and Python in Excel, anyone can create these complex graphics with a simple prompt. Jared touched on how Copilot has changed how we design and build products at Microsoft. The feedback loop between customers and product makers has never been tighter. It's enabling us to quickly take what we are learning from our customers and pour it right back into product development faster than ever before. And we are so excited to see what you do with it. Back to you, Jared.
Thank you, Sumit. Thank you very much. It's coming fast and furious. Now, Sumit shared how we're improving Copilot with investments in 2 areas. Again, personalization and math. Really amazing. I'd like to take a moment now to show you a third. Up to this point, we've talked about how Copilot is your Copilot. So it knows you, it knows your data, your content, and your context. It is personalized to you. But what happens when Copilot becomes a full participant in your work? When it joins your meetings, when it participates in your brainstorms, when it contributes to the conversation. When you give Copilot a seat at the table, it goes beyond being your personal assistant to assisting the entire team. Copilot will facilitate human interaction and the exchange of ideas in ways that we've never experienced before. Now, customers already tell us that Copilot is changing meetings for the better, freeing people to be more present and engaged in the conversation. But now it can help the entire team get the most out of meetings. It's kind of like that well-organized colleague that takes detailed notes, tracks decisions and action items, and helps steer the conversation. Let me show you. Now in Teams meetings, Copilot can take comprehensive real-time notes that the whole team can see, letting everyone focus on working together. It pulls information and tasks and summarizes next steps while the meeting is in progress. And when Copilot doesn't quite get it right, or it misses something that you think is important, you can steer it in the right direction and keep everyone focused on what matters most. Copilot is truly transformational as an AI-powered assistant in meetings, but man, it gets even better as a collaborative partner with Whiteboard. Copilot is already great at summarizing what has been discussed in a meeting, and it can now visualize the ideas talked about in your meeting on a digital whiteboard. It can categorize, sort, and even give you new ideas, adding to the energy of the conversation. Copilot can also generate a detailed summary of the whiteboard to share out. Anyone in the meeting, remote or in person, can add ideas to the mix. And of course, the Surface Hub 3, shipping next month, can bring employees together no matter where they are. Now from Whiteboard over to Loop. Rajesh showed you some of what Loop can do, but let's take a closer look. Loop is your flexible AI-powered collaboration canvas. It really is the first app that we've designed from the ground up for collaboration. It updates in real time, so you can collaborate no matter where you or your teammates are working. So as your project evolves, you'll just always be in sync. And it gets even better with Copilot. Loop's workspace status is like a dashboard, tapping into the collective knowledge of your team to help you stay 2 steps ahead. It allows you to track the work that the team has done. It even flags important information like upcoming deadlines to help you know where you should focus. Now, in Loop, Copilot isn't just your Copilot, but it can help the whole team create together. You can give it instructions, and so can your colleagues. And everyone can see and build on each other's prompts, brainstorming together to find the best solution. Copilot helps make sense of it all, helping your team get to a result that you never would have thought of without it. Now, I think it's worth pausing there for a second. What you just saw is people working with Copilot. And this really is a brand new pattern for work, an entirely new way of working together. All right, let's switch gears. You heard Rajesh talk about the Copilot's ability to tap into the wealth of information that is in the Microsoft Graph. But let's face it, not all your data lives in the Microsoft Graph within Copilot's reach. So what if you were able to give Copilot access to truly all your data? Your CRM, your ERP, your finance, your HR systems. What if you could give Copilot the keys to unlock that treasure trove of data and information across every line of business? Well, now you can. I am thrilled to introduce you to Copilot Studio. Copilot Studio is a low-code tool that does 3 things. First, it allows you to connect Copilot to other data using either pre-built or custom plugins and GPTs. So that just means that you can tap into any system of record, including your custom line of business systems. Second, it enables you to create and orchestrate very sophisticated logic, essentially to create workflows. And third, you can manage it all so that IT always stays in control. Now, at this point, I hope you get what Copilot will mean to personal productivity. Check. But take a moment. There is a bigger opportunity here in front of us. We see an AI-powered business process re-engineering wave that will sweep over every organization in every industry. And it all starts today, right here. Let's take a look at how it actually works. It all starts with a prompt in Copilot. The orchestration layer looks for metadata triggers. For example, it can look for questions that would be best answered by your CRM system or your HR system. It then sends a query out to both the Microsoft Graph and the right system of record. It gathers the responses from both places, packages them up, and sends it over to the LLM. The LLM then reasons across the prompt and the additional information and produces a response that's like magic. Copilot Studio is the low-code tool that allows you to create plugins and GPTs using connectors and sophisticated logic. And get this, it comes with more than 1,100 pre-built connectors from Adobe to SAP to Zendesk. But seeing is believing, so let's bring Kendra out to show you more. Kendra.
Thanks so much, Jared. Hey, folks. Let's take a common example, travel budgets and expenses, a process that is unique to every organization. And here we are in Copilot Chat. Now, you've seen Copilot quickly and easily summarize documents like this travel policy. But what if you wanted to know more, like how much of your team's travel budget is left for the rest of the quarter? Now, Copilot will find the information in the Microsoft Graph, but that's only going to get you so far, because the data you're looking for is living in a system of record. Now, with Copilot Studio, you can customize your Copilot to access data from first and third-party sources. Just start by giving your topic a description for what you want it to do. in this case, providing richer details on expense questions. Copilot Studio allows you to tap into any data source, including websites, Azure services, and coming very soon, you can even access and use OpenAI's GPTs right from within the Copilot Studio. And with over 1,100 out-of-the-box options to connect, you can steer your Copilot to the right information. In this case, SAP. Since the travel policy is on SharePoint, you can connect that too, so Copilot can keep track of any policy updates. As you can see, we're giving Copilot instructions to let the model know how to generate responses. And once you've completed your customization, you just hit publish. And the best part, IT only needs to build this once. Then it can be reused across the organization, and you can manage it all in one central place. Now let's go back to the chat to see how Copilot handles your question. You use the same prompt, and just like that, your new customized Copilot gives you the answer you were looking for. Now you know exactly how much budget is remaining, and thanks to the data you just connected, you also know that any new travel needs to be booked before December 30th to stay within policy. Now I just want to pause here for a moment and recognize how amazing this is. With just a few clicks, you can bring the power of generative AI together with any data source you want and customize the responses. Something that would have previously taken months happens in just minutes. The possibilities for what you can create here are truly limitless. Back to you, Jared.
Thank you, Kendra. Thank you so much. Well done. Amazing stuff. We really are at the start of a business process reengineering wave, and we believe that Copilot Studio will power it. Now, we want every customer to have this capability, so I am very pleased to take this moment to announce that Copilot Studio will be included in Copilot for Microsoft 365 at no additional cost. Copilot Studio is generally available today, and that integration you saw with Copilot for Microsoft 365 is available in public preview today, so you can get started immediately. We just showed you how you can use Copilot Studio to customize Copilot for your organization, but there are functions that are core to nearly every organization. Those are things like sales, customer service, HR, and finance. And for those, we are creating role-specific Copilots, so you don't have to start from scratch. Earlier this year, we introduced Copilot for Sales. It's early days, but it's already making a difference for our own Microsoft salespeople. In some studies that we've recently run with them, 79% of those Microsoft sellers say Copilot for Sales reduced their administrative workload. 68% said that they can keep their CRM up to date with less effort. 67% are able to spend more time with their customers, and 64% said they can better personalize their customer engagements. That's gold. Copilot for Sales combines all the capabilities of Copilot for Microsoft 365 with seller-specific plugins and skills. And it meets salespeople where they are, right in the flow of work, including in Teams and in Outlook. Copilot for Sales works with any CRM system to enhance sales productivity, build stronger customer relationships, and ultimately help those salespeople to close more deals. And let me tell you, sales is just the beginning. Today, I'm excited to announce Copilot for Service. Now, we all know that customer service agents have a very hard job. They're on the front lines with customers every day, and they hear both the good and the bad. And what they do can make all the difference in keeping a customer or losing them. The experience they deliver, and in particular, how fast they can get the answers to solve a customer's problems, boy, that really, really matters. So I'm pleased to welcome Edgar to show you more.
Thanks, Jared. Thank you. Copilot for Service goes to work as soon as your customer reaches out for support.
Looks like the tent she ordered arrived damaged, and she needs it for a camping trip this weekend. In seconds, Copilot gives you the right knowledge-based articles from your CRM solution, which in this case is Salesforce. This lets you take action directly within Outlook. With Copilot, agents can give every customer personalized support. With the click of a button, Copilot drafts a response for the customer to resolve the issue. You can adjust the tone of the message to match the urgency and customize it. You can offer a meeting time and add or revise details that maybe Copilot didn't quite get right. On your customer calls, Copilot is also at the ready. It works wherever your agent does, including their agent desktop, and helps them answer customer questions in real time. It sources information from both internal and external sources like SharePoint and Salesforce to bring up a concise summary of what you need to know. And with all the questions answered, you can leave your customers feeling happy and well-informed. After the call, all you need to do is confirm the changes and send the shipment and delivery details for your order. Back over to you, Jared.
Thank you, Edgar. When it comes to customer service, it's all about resolving problems quickly, improving customer satisfaction, and reducing case handling time so you can help that next customer. More than 11,000 customer service agents at Microsoft are already using Copilot for Service, and we are seeing great results, including a 12% reduction in average case handling time and a 10% boost in case resolutions that don't require talking to a peer. This is what we mean when we say Copilot will transform business process for every role and every function. Copilot for Service will be available in public preview next month and generally available early next year. The future of work clearly is AI-powered and data-driven, and Microsoft Viva is the measurement and transformation platform for the AI-powered high-performance organization. It allows you to iteratively improve performance using both qualitative and quantitative measures over time. And one place that we're already applying this data-backed approach is Copilot. Introducing the Microsoft Copilot dashboard powered by Viva. We want every organization to realize the full benefit of Copilot. And we're going to help across that entire journey of transformation. That includes readiness, adoption, and measurement. First, every organization needs to get ready for Copilot, and we'll help you to understand who's eligible and what roles to prioritize. Second, we'll help you understand how adoption is progressing and help you get that usage intensity flywheel going. Now, we know from early users, this is a whole new way to work, and it takes commitment to form new habits and build the muscle. We'll help you understand how people are using Copilot across the apps, from meeting summaries to content creation. Third is measurement. You've seen a lot of great data today already on how Copilot is helping to improve productivity and creativity. And we're going to help every organization get that same level of insight, giving you qualitative and quantitative measures of impact of Copilot over time across every part of the organization. Get this, you'll be able to survey your employees to get their feedback and then compare those results against global benchmarks, helping you understand the favorability of Copilot across employees. We'll give you a view into changing work patterns and behaviors across key workflows, things like meeting effectiveness, content creation, and email processing. You'll be able to see how work patterns differ by role, like managers and individual contributors, by function, and even between Copilot users and non-users. This dashboard will start rolling out in preview to Microsoft 365 customers later this month. All right, that is our product lineup. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground here today. Before I hand it back to Rajesh to close, I want to bring us back to where we started with that one question. Is Copilot worth it? You've seen the product. You've seen the data. But what the data can't convey, and what I find to be most striking after personally using Copilot for 10 months on the job, is this sense of wonder and possibility with this product. It's the feeling of having an assistant that deeply understands you and understands your work. And every day having one of those, man, I can't believe it can do that types of moments. The coolest thing for me is that this new age of machines ultimately is going to make work more human, helping all of us to find more joy and fulfillment in the work we do. I am so excited for you to experience it for yourselves. Thank you. Now, back to Rajesh.
Well, thank you, Jared. It's amazing to see the innovation in the news. There's just so much opportunity to empower individuals, reinvent business processes. Well, let me take it back to where Jared started, as I think this crystallizes the moment for me. 77% of the people who have Copilot don't want to go back to working without it. 77%. I joked in my intro about my tenure in the industry, 30 years. It's been a long time. I was reflecting recently on some of the similarities between now and then. When I started, people would line up at retailers to buy physical copies of Windows and Office. Yes, you used to be able to buy physical media. And as I reflect on where we are now, I don't recollect another time where there's been this amount of excitement and, crucially, potential for us all to work together and deliver on this moment that is transforming productivity for individuals, organizations, and industries, every industry. When I see you at Ignite next time, I'm convinced that there'll be nobody that is going to be wanting to use any productivity tool that does not help our human agency with AI. So we can liberate people to do what humans can uniquely do, and put simply, just take the grind out of work. This is our opportunity, and we are proud to be your partner on this journey. I hope you enjoy day one keynotes. They have a great time at Microsoft Ignite. It's a wonderful opportunity to connect with experts in your communities. Let's close with bringing it back to people. And one of our customers, Bayer, a global leader in pharmaceuticals, over 160 years of innovation, and that continues today with their embrace of Copilot for Microsoft 365. But before the video, let me finish by simply saying thank you. Thank you for spending your time with us here at Ignite. Thank you for your partnership, your business, your feedback. But most importantly, thank you for the trust you place in us each and every day. Let's roll the video. Thank you.
Every single day, we are helping farmers on the fields, we are helping to cure diseases, and we are helping our consumers get healthier. We really want to be at the forefront of innovation. Microsoft Copilot gives our employees more power, more freedom to focus on our mission, health for all and hunger for none.
We actually experienced that the employees can get to their information faster in our journey of generative AI. We have over 700 use cases across all divisions and functions, so we really see a big impact.
Previously, it could easily take you days, if not weeks, to find that piece of information. Having the model store integrated into Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Copilot can immediately filter out models that are relevant.
Last week, I received an email with 5 attachments, 20 to 50 pages each. Then I asked Copilot, give me a summary, and the summary saved me 45 minutes.
It is great that we can leverage 150 years of data, making Gen AI a really great possibility for creating value.